Have you ever had a great startup idea but never pursued it because you were afraid of failing? You are not alone, my friend. Imposter syndrome, self doubt, and fear of wasting time and money hold back countless first time founders. I know this feeling firsthand, but here's the truth. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's a part of the process. In this video, I will show you exactly how to overcome the fear of failure and reframe your mindset for success, even if you are just getting started. Why we fear failure? Why do so many people never start? It's not because they lack skills or ideas. It's because they are afraid. The main reason founders fear failure. Number one, imposter syndrome. You feel like a fraud, thinking, who am I to build a startup? I'm not experienced enough. And number two, fear of wasting time and money. You worry that all your effort will go to waste if the project fails. And number three, comparing yourself to others. You see other launching and succeeding, and you feel like you're already behind. The worst part, these fears keep you stuck, making no progress at all. So here are some of the mindset shifts that I suggest. Number one, reframe failure as learning. What if I told you failure isn't something to avoid, but something to embrace? Here's a real world example. I once spent months building a SaaS directory without validating the idea first. When I launched Cricket, it felt like a failure, but it taught me the most valuable lesson. Validate before you build. Most people don't realize that even when they reach a so-called failure point, they are still much further ahead than when they started. By the time you fail, you have gained new perspective, insight, and opportunities you would have never discovered otherwise. I once read about this analogy of a jar filled with colorful stones. The only way to reach the valuable stones at the bottom is by first picking up the stones from the top. Every attempt, every failed idea is like picking up one stone. It brings you closer to the new opportunities underneath. Every time you pick one or two stone, it exposes you to more stone underneath. And that's very crucial, my friend. Your first micro SaaS idea may not take off, but it might lead you to the breakthrough you were meant to build. Some actionable shift that you can try. Number one, instead of thinking, what if I fail? Think, what can I learn from this attempt? Number two, instead of thinking, I need to succeed on my first try, think every mistake gets you closer to the right solution. And instead of thinking, if this idea doesn't work, I have wasted my time, think, success is not a straight line. Each step forward open up new doors. Here's the mindset shift number two. Progress over perfection. Perfectionism is another reason many founders never start. You don't need a perfect product to succeed. You just need to start and iterate. Example of some of the founders who started small. Peter Levels from Normal List. He launched a simple spreadsheet of the best cities for remote work before turning it into a SaaS application. Mark Lowe, I love this person. He built multiple tiny products, validating each one before committing long term. And here are some practical advice for you. Start with a MVP, make something basic, launch it, and then improve based on the feedback from early user. Done is better than perfect. Here's a mindset shift number three. Actions kill fear. The best way to silence self-doubt is take actions. Fear grows in the absence of actions. The longer you wait, the bigger it seems. But once you start, you realize it's not that scary. A small action you can take right now is number one, talk to 5 potential users. Ask them about their biggest pain point. Then build a simple landing page. Test if people are interested in your solution. Share your progress online. Get feedback from others and build momentum. Let me share something personal with you. My own struggle with imposter syndrome. When I started building my business to help founders, I thought I wasn't business savvy enough. I spent long time in corporate world, but that is different than a startup. Then I realized no one start as an expert. If you have ever doubted whether you're good enough to build something on your own, trust me, you are not alone. Here's what helped me fight my imposter syndromes. Number one, narrowing my focus gave me clarity. Early on, I struggled with feeling like I wasn't qualified enough to teach founders. I wondered, who am I to give advice to building a startup when I'm still trying to figure out myself? Then I had a breakthrough. Instead of trying to help a startup founder, a broad and overwhelming category, I narrowed my focus. I started broadly with a startup founder, but over time refined it first to tech founders, then SaaS builder, and then finally to programmers building micro SaaS as a side hustle. Gaining this clarity gave me confidence because I had lived those struggles myself. And that's how my startup, Part-Time Founders, was born. I asked myself three questions. Number one, who do I relate to the most? And number two, who do I genuinely want to work with? And number three, who would I spend hours helping solve problems? The answer was clear. Ambitious programmer who want more than just their 9 to 5 job. Those who are willing to go extra mile to build something meaningful in their life and career. Once I focus on that specific group, everything clicked. Now, I'm not trying to teach billion-dollar startup founders. I'm helping people just like me who were one or two steps behind where I had already been. That shift gave me confidence, clarity, and momentum. Another thing that really helped me was physically writing down my achievements. I made a list of everything I had accomplished in the last 2 years, no matter how small. Projects I had built, skills I have developed, new connection I have made, people I had helped along the way. This was a powerful moment for me. Instead of focusing on what I hadn't done yet, I started recognizing how much I had achieved. Seeing your progress remind you of your capabilities, and that got me thinking, if I could make this much progress in just 2 years, how much further could I go in next two? That exercise alone changed my entire perspective on self-doubt. Investing in your education. One of the biggest things that has helped me overcome imposter syndrome was education. Not just reading random blog posts, but actually investing in learning the right thing from the right people. When I committed to building my startup to help part-time founders, I knew I needed to level up. Not because I doubted myself, but because I was determined to bring the real value. Here is what I did. I took multiple writing courses to sharpen my communication skill. I purchased business courses and coaching programs to level up my knowledge. I spent thousands of dollars learning how to build, market, and sell SaaS products. I read books, attended live sessions, and listened to countless podcasts on business and startup. I watched hundreds of YouTube videos from successful founders who had already done what I wanted to do. And why this matter? Most people think imposter syndrome disappear when you finally feel ready. But that's not how it works. Confidence comes from the commitment and taking action. And when you take action, you start identifying gaps and filling them either by learning, practicing, and improving over time, or by getting help from others. How this shifted my mindset. Before investing in learning, I used to think, I don't know enough to succeed. Other people have more experience than me. What if I make a mistake? After investing in learning, it changed my perspective to, I may not know everything, but I know enough to start. Every successful founder once knew nothing too. Mistakes aren't failure. They're lessons that accelerate my progress. One of my biggest breakthrough comes when I hired a sales coach. See, I had always struggled with marketing and putting myself out there. I'm a high introvert. The thought of selling made me uncomfortable. But my coach completely shifted my perspective. He told me, you're not selling, you're helping. And every time you hesitate to share your work, someone who needs it might be missing out. He helped me overcome my resistance to reaching out. He taught me practical skills for engaging with potential user, how to start conversation, how to take it to the next level. Most importantly, he pushed me to practice over and over until I felt it natural. And you know what? The more I did, the more my confidence grew. Now, marketing and sales aren't thing I fear, they're just like another skill I have learned. The power of community, surrounding myself with the right people. The next thing that I did was join communities of like minded founders. And this made a huge difference. I found peers who shared my struggle. I made friends who reminded me of my progress when I couldn't see it myself. We kept each other accountable, shared lessons, and pushed each other forward. If you want to become a stock trader, build friendship with other traders. If you want to become a writer, surround yourself with other authors. And if you want to become a startup founder, connect with other founders. There's a well-known saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend most time with. So choose your circle wisely. Here's the truth. Your environment influences your mindset. When you surround yourself with people who believe in you, it becomes harder to doubt yourself. I share all this because I know how easy it is to feel stuck, to feel like you're not ready, to feel like you don't deserve success. But let me tell you something, you do deserve it. The only way to move past imposter syndrome is through actions. A small step taken consistently will build your confidence over time. You have everything you need to start. The only real failure is never trying. If you have made it this far, you already have what it takes. The key is to start small, take consistent actions, and learn along the way. Here's the challenge for you. Drop a comment below. What's one step you will take this week to move past fear and start building? If you feel like you are not good enough, don't wait. Make a commitment. Take actions and invest in learning. Take a course, read a book, watch a video, or hire a coach. The best way to overcome self doubt isn't waiting for confidence. It's committing to growth, taking actions, and developing the skills that build confidence. If you wait until you feel ready, you will never start. If this video resonated with you, hit subscribe for more content like this. And if you're serious about launching your micro SaaS, download my free 0 to MVP guide. It's packed with actionable steps to get you started. Bye for now.